Hello students, welcome to the second class of biology chapter 1 life process. We'll be learning about nutrition in plants. In the last class we have discussed about nutrition, nutrients, types and modes of nutrition. Today we'll be learning about nutrition in plants. So in plants we learn about simple process called photosynthesis. The process in which green plants make their own food. When green plants make their own food, that process is called photosynthesis. It's a process in which some particular things are used by a green plant to make its own food. There are some necessary conditions for photosynthesis. The first thing needed is sunlight. Sunlight is very much necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Likewise, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water. These are the four things that are necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Now we will understand how this process happens. Let us take an example in which I will draw a plant which has a leaf, and I have told you the four necessary conditions. First will be sunlight. Sunlight should be there so that the process of photosynthesis occurs. And the second condition I have told you is the presence of water. So from the roots of the plant, it will gain water. And the third condition necessary is presence of carbon dioxide. The presence of carbon dioxide should be there so that photosynthesis process could occur. Now we have learned about three necessary conditions: sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. Now the fourth condition, that is chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green pigment. It is a pigment which is present in the plant itself. These pigments are present in the structure called stomata. Every leaf has stomata. Stomata is the opening. Stomata, it is the opening through which a plant respires or it breathes. The plant respires through stomata. So stomata is a small opening. It is a bean-shaped structure like this. It is a bean-shaped structure. So it is a small opening through which the plant breathes. Now each stomata contains pigment of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is present in the stomata, and chlorophyll is responsible for the green color. The green color of the plant is only due to the presence of chlorophyll. Now we learn the process. The carbon dioxide air is taken by the plant through the pores. Pores mean small holes. Okay, so from the pores or the holes, the plant takes in carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide taken up with water is used by the plant in the presence of sunlight to convert it into energy or food or glucose, the simple molecule or simple food structure which is formed by the plant with the presence of carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight inside each and every leaf. Now the glucose is the simple food compound formed by each and every plant. Now the presence many glucose combined together, many glucose combined together to form starch. Glucose is a simple form and starch is a complex form. Starch is a complex form. Many glucose combined together to form starch, and this starch is stored in the leaves of the plant. Starch is stored in the leaves of the plant. This starch will be transported to different parts of the plant body from the leaves. So water is traveling from the roots and the food is traveling from the leaf to different parts of the body. I hope you understood the process till now. Now these starch compounds which go to the roots sometimes accumulate there, or they form some type of structure, and these are the food items that we are using for our energy purposes. Such example, potato. Potato is a starch compound which is formed from the leaf and is collected in the roots of that particular plant. I think you understood it and you will be able to follow this. So now we will learn the chemical equation of photosynthesis. The chemical equation of photosynthesis. So we have learned that carbon dioxide plus water. Carbon dioxide from the air is taken by the leaves and combined with water from the roots or from the ground. When combines, forms a compound called glucose, that is C6H12O6. C6H12O6. Glucose. This is the process of formation of food by the leaves. Now this is done in the presence of sunlight. This is done in the presence of sunlight and is done in the chlorophyll. So we will be mentioning those two things on the arrow itself. So combination of carbon dioxide plus water gives us glucose. Now one byproduct, one extra product is formed, that is oxygen. This oxygen is emitted out by the plant. The plant emits out oxygen while formation of glucose. So you can see this equation here, carbon dioxide, water results in glucose and oxygen. Now we have to balance this equation. To balance this equation, first I will put 6 here. Now the carbon atoms on both the sides are balanced. 6 here and 6 here also. Now I look at the oxygen, or first I look at the hydrogen. If I put 6 here, then hydrogen becomes 12, and here also the hydrogen becomes 12. 6 into 2, 12. Now looking at the oxygen, there are 6 into 2, 12 plus 6, that is 18 molecules of oxygen are present on the left hand side, and here on the right hand side it is 6 and 2, 8. So to balance it, I will put 6 here. Now 6 into 2, 12 plus 6, that also results in 18. So now both left hand side and right hand side are balanced. So you can see that this equation is balanced now. So 6 molecules of carbon dioxide when combined with 6 molecules of H2O results in formation of 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecules of oxygen. I think you would have understood it. I'll repeat it once again. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide when combined with 6 molecules of water results the formation of 1 molecule of glucose. It is just 1 molecule and 6 molecules of oxygen, and this all thing happens in the presence of sunlight and in the chlorophyll of the leaf. So students, now we will be learning about nutrition in animals. Animals can be divided into 3 different categories. That is, first is herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. These you would have learned in smaller classes also. Herbivores are the animals which only feed on plant material. Carnivores are the animals which only feed on meat, or they might be eating, or they will be eating the herbivores itself. And omnivores are those animals which feed on both plant as well as meat. So examples, easy examples would be deer for herbivores. Carnivores, it could be tiger, and the best example for omnivores will be human. I think you would have understood this. Next is different steps of nutrition in animals. What are the different steps, or how does this process happen? First, the first thing is ingestion. Ingestion means, as the word suggests, ingesting something into somebody's body, or the process of taking of food. We are taking it in. So that is called ingestion. Second is digestion. Digestion is the process of breakdown of food within the body. When the food is broken down from complex to simpler substances within the body, it is called digestion. Now the third is absorption. After the food is digested within the stomach or the intestine, it is absorbed into the walls of the intestine. इंटेस्टाइन के वॉल्स में ही इसको अब्सॉर्ब कर लेगा. जो फूड पार्टिकल इसके अंदर प्रेजेंट है उसको बॉडी के अंदर ही अब्सॉर्ब कर लेगा. दैट इज टेकन इनटू द इंटेस्टाइन itself. So it reaches the blood. It is diffused into the blood. Diffused. It is diffused into the blood, and this process is called absorption. The next is assimilation. The absorbed food that is diffused into the blood. Now this blood carries it to different cells, and the food particle is now used by different cells. Like the food is used right now by my lungs to breathe in and breathe out. It is used by my heart to pump blood. The process of using the food which is diffused into the blood is called assimilation. And the last process is egestion. In which the left out part, the unwanted matter of the food is thrown out of the body through the process of excretion. I will be giving all the definitions in the end of the video in the written form. You can see it there also. Please do read the book and make notes of it so that you will be easily able to understand each and every topic.